Alrighty, I'm back. Yeah, New Fortress is still there. Since that's a pretty long one, and I basically have what's functionally another 10 minutes before I actually have to get back to other things, I'm gonna go ahead and do some Arena Age here. Not sure if that's carrying through in the background. Got an incredibly whiny puppy. Old guy is going through puberty and somehow became even more of a wuss. Old guy likes to whine a lot. Like, instantly forgot all of his training. Whining all the time. Not listening. Kind of working with him, but it'll probably take some time. The rotation there, that guy's probably one of my favorites. Like, as far as builds and stories in this one go. His whole deal is just packing on as many different things as he can on his build there. Yeah, poor guy doesn't survive through the story, but I just like how nonsensical this setup is. He's got a, like, howitzer and machine gun. That's pretty awesome. And, like, large missiles and medium rockets on the back there, and I think he's got napalm, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's got bombs, I think, because Yo-20. Either way. It's funny. So, Rodeo. Now, since apparently everything but the friggin' arena crashes, all of the arena fights are gonna have to be in the regular arena. So, that kinda sucks. But I think it's just all the levels that weren't... either got edited, or weren't the same in the other game. Now Rodeo, same as the other guy, a little bit hard to hit. And napalm won't really slow him down, but any hit should come pretty close to overheating him. Although again, heat is a lot more forgiving in this game. Slows him down slightly, but not terribly so. He's got a basically fire machine gun. He's got 200 less rounds, and it actually does less damage, but it overheats super quick. Really no surprise that that thing didn't get carried over to other games, because that's just broken as hell. I mean, I guess paired with other things, by itself it takes forever. I mean, personally I prefer the napalm rockets, but either way, as far as overheating stuff goes, it's a combination of friggin' DOT weapons and my favorite machine gun in these games, so definitely not going to complain about that. This guy's your token missile spammer, and gotta have those. Like all of them, he'll do pretty disgusting amounts of damage in pretty short order. I'm mostly focusing on hopping around in a weird way to try and not get hit by him. I'm gonna have to turn off my extensions for a sec because they almost left me charging. I got one more burst left in him. But it's fine, I think I have this done. He should be out of his good bursts anyway. Do Apophysis. Kind of similar to a guy later in the arena in 3. Kind of been overheating obsessivist. He is super easy in this one, because he only has one strategy, and that is Bum Rush. So this is all he does. That is his circle that he follows. Pretty true to his thing there. And his linear gun's pretty dang amazing, as they always are. But Thankfully, he is not tanky enough to back that up. And later on, when he comes back from a mission, apparently he forgets to wear that thing. He forgot his linear gun in his other pants. So in that one, all he does is just spam his flamethrowers. Which is all well and nifty. And his best friend Prominence. Really love this one. Because it's only orbit guns on what is effectively a giant orbit gun. I just love it so much. I was thinking of doing a run with this guy if possible. Actually, if you look at him from the back, kind of looks like one of those butterfly things. He's got like the eyes on the shoulders, kind of. But yeah, I was thinking of well, it looks that way from the front too. They're just not red. They thought it was too on the nose. So I wanted to do a run as this guy, but as far as getting all, I believe I ran into an issue of actually getting all the parts within some reasonable fashion. Like, I would do New Game Plus for a lot of these, but then there's situations of stuff not being available in 3 yet, which I don't believe those arms were. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, so it's an issue of the arms being available, and if we're not doing new... Well, I don't like doing New Game Plus at all, as far as... It's not really New Game Plus, but as far as just setting up a situation where you basically beat the game and go back and manually pick out the missions, because I don't exactly want to just keep a tree on hand of, okay, did this one, okay, run's done, time to print out another one of these kind of situation. I don't know. I don't like doing those. I prefer when they just flow together. Which I guess seems dumb, but... So this is Solo. He's pretty difficult to hit, pretty difficult to dodge in a lot of cases. He's just straight up sniper. He snipes, he shoots missiles, that's his deal. So, basically just does a lot of damage over time. More of an attrition kind of build. I'm gonna say napalms are pretty unlikely to hit him, but there we go. Perfect. Every time I say that, I hit somebody right on the nose with these things. It's actually funny because, like, every time that I go back to doing a run like this, it kind of reminds me of this conversation I had with somebody when let's say, like 2008, 2009-ish, somewhere, which I kept mentioning, like, I saw somebody doing a run of AC2, like, I couldn't understand why they were doing so much with rockets and manual fire and stuff, and, you know, I don't think I could ever do one of those. You know, they're actually really dang amazing once you finally get going. Honestly, like, despite playing this game as a kid, I always found rockets utterly useless. Like, I kept some around on every build just because of the manual fire missions. Like, I always had this thing that I needed to make a build that would just work under all situations. Like, you were just locked into a build, and then you gotta beat the whole game using that. But, well, at least a general build kind of thing. Just seemed like something that would make sense in this scenario. Like, what if you can't rebuild your AC? What if your garage goes out of business? Yes, I was kind of weirdly paranoid about playing this game as a kid. Like, what happens if I go back and there's nobody there anymore? Go fix this out of a garage. There we go, got him. Like, I would never friggin' use energy weapons at all, because I was always paranoid, like, oh no, what happens if they misfire? What happens if they have a glitch? And they don't work, because, well, when I was little, my brother made me this computer. Just, like, introduced me to the world of, here's stuff that you can mess with, but bear in mind it can go horribly wrong and go super glitchy and stuff. Glitches and stuff scare the hell out of me. My own kid on the way now? I'm gonna keep remembering that was one hell of a strange child. So, this is your first gun and blader sort, basically werewolf from AC2. The blades aren't terribly damaging. Like right now I'm just trying to trade hits with the large rockets. As long as I do that, it'll be all good. It's just his angle that he approaches from that's kind of awkward. He really circles around the sides well. There's a lot of the skippy nonsense. There we go, goodbye, Skippy. I think that was heat that got him. One thing I like a lot more about the arena in Silent Line compared to 3, music is different every time. You can get that that kind of awesome title remix theme on there. I think it was Silent Line 2 or 3. This guy is pretty dang sweet. I think these arms are my favorite weapon arms in any of these games, bar none. These are your nuke arms. Utterly amazing. So, pretty much insta-kill potential from this guy. This is unquestionably the worst map to face him on, seeing as all the other ones want to crash so much. Like, I'm fine getting into overheat or charging or whatever else to get away from those. Because I think he only fires 4 volleys. I don't think he ever uses the full one. I'm just gonna stay here and plink while he sets up for that. He's just gonna pull out of this. But yeah, he is nuts with those missiles. Like, these laser extensions... can't even speak today. Laser extensions will just burn straight through your fuel. This is one of 2 of this exact build. Thankfully he has no AP whatsoever. And so this happens. I thought I could get the triple on him. Seems he does have pretty good solid defense anyway, but still he's overheating. Because of his weapon choices here, he usually will be able to break off your shield pretty quick if you're using one. Definitely got a lot of overheat potential between the grenade launcher and the bazooka, but really stun locking's where his main power is. This guy's not cheating yet, I don't believe. And hopefully the antivirus pop-up that just came up isn't blocking the video right now. Actually, no, that's web storage. The laptop came with web storage and it won't let me... okay, it doesn't look like it came up. So, got the guy anyway. It's like blocking half the friggin' screen. So I'm just checking real quick if this guy actually cheats yet. I think the other guy cheats and this guy doesn't, but I could be wrong. He did seem slowed down by the heat. No, he's a cheater too. Freaking bastard. God, those boosters look cool though. Like 9 jetpacks. Oh, Angular. Love it. Oh, the Farting Eagle over here is a grenade bomb rusher. Gotta have one of those. But this time he's not attached to a tank. He reminds me a lot of Warthog from Twisted Metal. He's got all of his wide missile spams and everything. It's pretty awesome. This whole thing is just like giant waves of missiles, or I guess just wide waves of missiles, not really even giant. And grenades. He's got his red, white, and blue going on. I gotta love it. I hope if and when From ever decides to make another one of these, that it just like 3 and SL. These were so simple and good. Like, I appreciate the added effort with all the bajillion extra stats and all the extra, you know, like gritty stuff with Verdict Day and the utter epicness that was at least the single player of For Answer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I played the absolute hell out of the online of that, but there was only... it was really hard to make anything other than a rifle build work. Didn't mean I didn't try, or rebuild every single thing I ever knew or ever thought of in that game, and then lost my hard drive, and it was depressing. Point being, online backups are great, thank you for adding that in VD, but I really wish they would make something like this, or like Last Raven. So I'm doing terribly against this guy here, but yeah, Karam is all about the overheats. He's got his cluster things, they can't hit worth a crap. He's got his overheat rifle, that thing's pretty good. I believe he's got napalm rockets. Pretty standard mid-weight aside from that. He can take a few hits, but honestly, unless you're... The only time that he's really a threat is if you're a super slow build, or if you're in that that one mission where you have to fight him in what is more or less a perfect scenario for him. You have to fight him and Water Hazard at the same time. Or no, not Water Hazard, Diligent, I want to say? I forget if that's the name of the person or the... whatever. Friggin' hovering homework bot, that one. And with how they described him as, you know, constantly surviving stuff he shouldn't have, I really expected him to get killed off. And I think they were playing on that too, because there's a couple times that they're like, no, he's totally stuck, and then he just comes out perfectly fine. And then the one mission where you're the one that blows him up, nope, he's fine. Actually kind of amazed that no one disqualified the entire test. They're like, oh, well, one of the mercenaries killed the other two. Well, okay, hire that guy. They didn't, you know, hit more than one of the targets, but whatever. They can't aim, but they're good at backstabbing people. I guess that's what we need to take out our satellite. Even though that's the same one that we already sent up to said satellite. Maybe we should just send the person that's been there before. Raw. Yeah, not qualified to fight him yet. Alright, so that'll be that for now. I'm just glad that there haven't been any crashes from here on. Well, from what I've found out online, if the crash fix doesn't work, you're kind of SOL as far as getting past that part. I don't know if it was meant to work on a specific build of PPSPP, or PPSSPP. So, I don't know. But, either way, it seems to be fine now, so hopefully it'll be continuing to do so.